Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Football Masterclass. Today we're gonna continue our journey down the memory lane to Wembley 2011, where it hosted the Champions League final match between Barca and Manchester United, the clash between two legendary coaches Pep and Ferguson. If you missed the first episode in this series, please click on a little light in the top right corner. If you're new to this channel and want to see more football and tactical analysis content, please support with a like and hit subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, let's look at the formation of each team. Pep fielded a 4-3-3 formation, selecting Mascherano to partner up with Piqué in the centre-back positions. Fionn was notably left on the bench for this huge occasion, as reported that he failed the fitness test just the day before the match. For Manchester United, Ferguson selected the 4-4-1-1 formation, placing the faith on Chicharito to lead the attack. This came as a surprise to Manchester United fan, as the top scorer Berbatov was not even enlisted in the squad for the final. A huge miss for United, as he would certainly create more attacking options for the Red Devils against Barcelona. His replacement on the bench was veteran Michael Owens. Due to injuries, both Anderson's and Scholes were not fully fit to start the match, especially in this Champions League final. Ferguson famously used Proxy Song to cut down opponents' midfield thanks to his unwavering athleticism. So what was the plan? Let's talk about the winners first. At the time that this match took place, Pep was at the top of his career by instilling and executing the most famous football doctrine, tiki-taka, having the trio of the lifetime Iniesta, Xavi, and young Messi dominating the opponent midfield seems like an easy task. However, Barca in this match did not dominate from the beginning of this match. Instead, Manchester United had their best in the first 10 minutes of the game by relentlessly pressing high up the field, squeezing every Barca players in every square meter of the pitch. In this instant, you could see that Manchester United players crowded the right side of the pitch, trying to squeeze Barca in a confined space. Messi, with his free roll, dropped deep to recover the ball and help out the build-up. This happened right after Manchester United dispossessed their opponents, and yes, you can see that Abidal was still in his position as in the original build-up, which is to go wide. Chicharito was presented with a shooting route from outside the box, but failed to materialize, as Barcelona did manage to strike back immediately to maintain enough numerical advantage. Busquets, Xavi, and VR all dropping deep to aid the defense. Placing the triangle of Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta in midfield, with Busquets focusing on Rooney, while Xavi linking play, Iniesta constantly looking for chances to receive the ball in either half space. On top of this, as a false nine, Messi constantly dropping into midfield to form another triangle, but this time it is much deadlier. Through combination passes, this trio could completely break down Manchester United in their prime by threading small passes. Messi role throughout this season under Pep, and especially in this match, was given his own name as false 9, which means that he started as number 9, but was often given the license to roam and track back to midfield, acting like an attacking midfielder. This movement was associated with the intelligence movement from his teammates from the vertical line. You could see teams like Manchester United at the time finding this extremely hard to cope with. Why? Because they was instructed to keep the horizontal line, while Park as a wood chipper would follow Messi. The versatility of Messi could then make Park collide with his own teammates. Having players like Iniesta and Xavi, and especially Messi, Pep Guardiola has earned his place in football history by enabling Messi to his maximum potential in this false 9 role. Messi as false 9 came into existence when Barcelona completely humiliated Real Madrid with a 6-2 scoreline at Santiago de Bernabeu. Messi was constantly dropping down to the central area, keeping the numerical advantage and using his one-of-a-kind dribbling to carry the ball forward. But more importantly, the triangle of the three players could be seen at any time and any area around the pitch. You could see that as Messi dropped to middle, Carrick was forced to leave Iniesta, so Valencia moved centrally to help out on Iniesta's position. The difference between Iniesta and Xavi is that Xavi is the deep playmaker, while Iniesta was often given the license to stay high up the field, circling up and down the half space, finding space to play 1-2 touches with Villar or Messi. In this instance, Iniesta was comfortable in the left half space with Xavi unmarked and inviting passing routes between them. Manchester United's high-pressing system in the earlier minutes of the game could backfire once Barca could break out from them. Messi and Pedro pinning down Manchester United back four, that was a huge gap right in front of his 18-yard box for Barca. After the first 15 minutes being lured into Manchester United's high tempo, Barca shook up their formation and began to inflict damages. Notice that Pep Guardiola instructed his midfielders to spread out vertically in order to get into spaces between the line. On the contrary, Manchester United's confusion on whether they are attacking or defending, huge gap was left for the likes of Villar, Xavi, or Messi to operate. Just look at how many shots that Messi and his teammate generated in Area 14, the most dangerous area on the football pitch. We would know how dominant Barca was in this final. As the game progressed with this vertical structure, Barca was able to achieve their freedom in dictating the game. Messi making run away from Asensio, Alves drifted inside acting like an inverted fullback. Teaming up with Iniesta, you could see that Manchester United double pivots was split as Giggs man marking Xavi, leaving Carrick confused who to press. The game continued in this similar fashion. You could stand at most of the area of the pitch. Barca were able to impose numerical advantage, which helped them control the tempo of the match and attack when Manchester United is most vulnerable. To give their dominance in the midfield, Alves as an inverted fullback would give Messi another option for a quick 1-2 combination since Messi was always marked if he moved to the centre. In this example, just right before Villar took an antagonizingly close shot at Van der Sar's goal. From there, the ball was circulated to the flank. Xavi moved up while Iniesta sat back. Notice how Xavi moved up to the half spaces to receive the pass. But the most important job was done by Pedro and Villar, especially Pedro. On the left side of the image, see how Pedro for the majority of the game stayed very close to the touchline, providing width and mostly pinning Fabio. On the right side, Villar did the same thing when Barcelona had the ball. Valencia was instructed to mark Abidal, and this helped Barcelona to gain the entire central regions by themselves. A key problem was that Manchester United left so much space between the lines, and Barca with just a couple of maneuvering passes could end up with more than two players in a gap. That was really a comfortable situation for players like Xavi and Iniesta to be in. Alves, when cut inside, often makes Carrick confused with whom to mark as he was put in 1v2 situation. But why there was so much space for Barca, especially from Manchester United, the team that had just won the Premier League? This was described by Wayne Rooney quite recently, as he criticized his revered boss at the time, Ferguson, for using suicidal tactics by going toe-to-toe with Barca at the time. What he meant was that man-marking system applied against teams with great fluidity. Manchester United's formation was then shapeless, and the opponents could easily control it just by moving the ball. Look at this bird's-eye view of the first goal. Xavi had a whole mile to run once break out the first line of pressing because Giggs did not track him down as he thought that Ferdinand would charge forwards. However, this was when Messi came to play, making a decoy run to lure Vidic and Ferdinand, pinning them down. Moments before Pedro took a rather lucky shot on goal. Clearly, Manchester United was man-marking their opponents, as shown in this picture. Not to mention, it was executed well like in textbook as both striker making obligated runs against their markers. The deadly weapons that Fergie could use against Barca is set pieces, especially corner kicks. It was staggering to know that there are no corners for the Red Devils. They do not have one chance to inflict pains on a Spanish club. Just think about the notorious corner kicks against Bayern Munich in Camp Nou in 1999. You would know how much Manchester United needed a corner in this match. Manchester United's response with an equalizer from Rooney's screamers showed their real caliber as what they have done in the domestic league, quickly exploiting the huge space left from a throw-in, ending it with clinical finishing. The whole play was executed fast enough so that Barca could not regroup. This is the risk that teams have to take if the throw-ins was taken carelessly. This legendary clash then went on quite differently for both teams. Barca executed one of the finest performances in decades, while Manchester United had all their gunpowder at their disposal, could not match the Catalans. The second part of this tactical analysis will tell you the rest of the stories. Until now, thank you for watching.